Okay, hello, welcome back. Now we'll be creating a simple calculator app, and this will be a calculator app that calculates the area of a circle. Okay, and through it we'll introduce some concepts like how to receive input and how to output the result of the area of a circle, and how to do the calculations. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be receiving the input of the radius of a circle and using the area formula of a circle, pi r square, and output that result. So the first thing is go to File, create a new project, and blank app. We will call our name, we will call the app Circle Area Calculator. Then click OK. Circle area calculator, and similarly we delete our main page.xaml, and then we'll add add a new item, basic page. We'll call it a main page.xaml. Yes, add missing files. Okay, we have it, and we will first build it first so that we can see the user interface or the design view. Minimize, okay, and again we'll be adding some UI controls. Add a text block, okay. A text box. We will call this enter radius. Okay, and then we will increase the text size to 24. Enter radius, and then we will put a text box so that the user can enter the radius via this text box. Okay. Now next we need to add some text blocks. Oops. I'm sorry. Next we have to add some text blocks to display the result of the area of the circle. Okay. So I will change it to. So this is just change the font to 24. And I'll leave it here, and then I will just say change the name to area results. Okay, area results, so that I know that this is called area results. Alright, and again I will remove the current existing text box content, and I'll assign a name to this text box. Okay, so I'll say radius. Text box radius, text box, and then radius. Okay, so next I'll create a button, and a button over here. A button, and I'll assign this button a name as well. Button calculate. Okay, and I will okay, make sure that you're in the spanner. Okay, change the button to call calculate. Okay, and what we have to do next is we have to generate a click event handler for this button, which you can do by clicking on the Thunderbolt and click. So I can say calculate, click, enter. Alright, and what we have to do now is we have to get the radius. Alright, what I've just entered is a comment, which is does not affect the code at all. A comment will start with the slashes, with two slashes. Right, for these are comments as well, and comments just they do absolutely nothing, but they just describe the code so that you know what the lines of code are doing, or it explains to other people what the code is doing. And we will get extract the radius from the text box. Remember, the name is called text box radius. Okay, text box radius dot text. Okay, so we will get the UI control, and followed by accessing the text property of it, we will get the value of it. Okay, now I'm going to introduce a very important concept in programming, which is called variables. Okay, variables are essentially things which hold the values of which contain values. Okay, programs need variables. Okay, so what we have here is we have I'm going to create a variable, and it's of an integer type. Okay, and this variable, okay, I'll explain it soon. So what happens is I've just declared a variable, okay, called radius, and it's of type integer, which means this variable can contain integer values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, integers. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the value from the text box dot text property. Alright, so this is what's happening. Now unfortunately, what happens is this text box dot text property gives us a string value, which is like a word, okay, with letters or numbers, alphanumeric basically. So what I have to do is I have to convert this string value into an integer value. Okay, so what I do is I'll call the convert dot to integer, okay, and open my bracket and close the bracket over here. Okay, and this is what I get. So let me repeat this again. I first access the value of the text box by entering the name of the text box, accessing the text property, and converting it to an integer. Okay, that's why I use the convert dot to integer 32 method. Okay, and I assign this value to my radius variable. Okay, so next is I actually calculate the area, and if you remember, the formula for area of a circle is pi r square. So what I can do is I will declare another variable called area this time around. Now notice that I have declared another variable called area, but the type is no longer integer but of double. What does a double type mean? It means that it can contain decimal places. Okay, because chances are I expect the area calculated of a circle will not give me a whole number, but it will include decimal places. That's why I choose to use a double type. Okay, so I declare this variable, and then next I say area will be equals to pi. Okay, pi is going to be 3.142. If you remember from your mathematics lessons, pi times pi r square. So it's going to be radius multiplied by radius. Okay, pi r square, radius multiplied by radius, right? Okay, and lastly, I have to assign this. I have to output area. I'll output it, remember, to the text block over here, right, which I called area result. Okay, I've forgotten to remove the existing message, so I'm going to output to area result. click back on the CS file, the code file. So area result is going to be area. Okay. Now again we have a problem where, okay, I've note that I have to assign it to the text property of it. Okay, again we have a problem where every time we see a variable or portion of code underlined in red, just mouse over and you can see what's the error. The error will say cannot implicitly convert type double to string. So what it means is area is of a type double, but text is of type string. So we actually have to convert this to a string. Okay, we have to convert the double to a string, and this we can do using area, okay, dot to string. Okay, opening and closing bracket, and we just click the play first. Okay, we just try this. Enter radius, let's say 2, calculate. We have the area entered here. Let's say area of 5, calculate. 78.55, great. Okay, now let me take time to explain some portion of the code again. Alright. Initially, we get the radius from the text box. Okay, so we access the text property of the text box radius, and because it's a string, we need to convert it to an integer to assign it to the radius. Now every time we see an equal sign in programming, this equal sign is not really equal but a sign, which means we assign whatever is on the right side into the left side. The value on the right side gets assigned to the variable on the left side. Okay, from right to left, from right to left, never from left to right. Next, we calculate the area, where we declare a double variable first. Okay, the variable name is area and of type double, and then we say that the value of area is going to be 3.142 times radius times radius. So this whole values get assigned to the left side. Okay, so the variable area will store our result, and what's remaining is we output it. Okay, so we output it. We have to change the double value to a string value first. Okay, because the text block dot text property is of a string type. So we take the value on the right hand side and we assign it left. Okay, we assign it to the area result text block dot text property. Okay, notice that if we remove this, now this is wrong. This is wrong. We cannot just assign to the text blocks. We have to assign it to the text property. Alright, and once we have done this, we can actually have our circle area calculator.